Any questions, or anybody want to start an argument? Anybody want to dispute? Yeah, an argument.
Well, just to add to your augmented reality wallpaper here in Christchurch, there's an app called City View AR developed by the University of Canterbury, and you can use it to go and see how Christchurch used to look before the earthquake.
Yep.
To after. I haven't used it much myself, but it's just an app, and I just thought
it tied
in while people
were
here.
And so presumably you use GPS to work out where you are and where you're pointing at? Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a good one to look out for. Yep.
It's only just on those QR codes, which really are wonderful. You don't only use your device to read the QR code, you also use the device to create the
Yes,
QR code.
correct, yes, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Again, it's free.
Yes, that's right, the QR is a free technology. I've just worked with a company that's been putting QR codes in the footers of their paper documents, so that if people want to read more information or the latest information online, they can point their phone at their paper document and go straight to the online rendition.
Yeah. The opportunities for malware to creep in.
For which to creep in? Malware to creep in? Yeah, in what way?
Because you don't know what you're looking at, what you're pointing at.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
And apparently has been spiked.
Oh, right, okay, so it could be just some random QR code. Yep, that's a good point. Yes?
Say, with your crystal ball, 2015 to 2020, what will my kids be doing and using and what?
Yeah, there's that.
Considering the 2010 to now,
Yeah, it's.
we would predict change or?
I reckon it's too difficult to predict change. There's one futurist school of thought that says, and it certainly proved true for my two daughters, which said that if somebody's 7 years of age, then they will work in a profession that hasn't been invented yet.
Yes.
And that certainly happened with my kids. So there wasn't jobs as animators or as social media coordinators when they were 7. And
And not jobs that their parents need to do.
correct, yeah, that's right, yeah. So it is difficult. And some of these things, like we said, some of these things are science fiction. And if we take things for granted and we slowly get used to things, and we don't realise how the hell. I've got an old car, and I often need to buy little bits and pieces for it. How the hell does that done before eBay? I can't imagine how you could possibly do it. Yeah, but the trading postals. I mean, I don't know, but how do people? I buy things from all over the world. How does that happen? So.
I just think one of the jobs that won't be there will be BMW mechanics.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You won't need qualifications.
BMW, you get your glasses.
Yeah, that's right, well, there you go. Yep, you just walk in, finish school leaver, here's your glasses, go for it.
Well, no, as a purchaser.
Right, yes.
As an owner.
Yeah. Oh, true,
You pay that yourself.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Why not? Yeah.
The counterpoint to that is that cars are sold like smartphones these days. Are we expected to be reliable for the next 3 years?
Yeah, need to change that,
We've got cars that are ancient.
Yeah.
Still running beautifully.
Yes, yeah.
But how nice to be able to maintain it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Or at least some things,
But
yeah.
I'd love a pair of that for my age.
Yeah.
Close to my age.
Hi, Sally. Thanks for your presentation. Just wondering, what sort of skills and tools would you recommend technical communicators need to start looking at and learning to develop this kind of content?
I think their question was about what skills we might need. I think for some of us, we might choose. So some of us might look at that augmented reality and say, wow, that's really cool. I'd love to do that. I'd love to get involved with that. And I think that's terrific. But I think that'll be a niche area. But I think so from a generic point of view, skills that everybody should have in technical communication, I think that should be XML skills of some sort. So, and HTML5 and CSS3, or CSS, HTML and XML, and XMLs that are relevant to technical communicators. So there's specific technical communication XMLs. So SVG would be one of them. DITA would be another one. DocBook is another one. XHTML is another one. So I think those are the underlying skills we should have. And those, and DITA is a good example, and I always talk about DITA, but DITA has metadata embedded in it. So we need metadata to do some of these fancy things, and DITA incorporates that idea of metadata, and incorporates some other ideas, because there's some methodology as well. I think mobile first is a good methodology. Minimalism is another good methodology to have. So.
We have time for one more question. and then we'll be taking our morning tea
You're gonna
break.
fight for it.
Yeah. Well, can we have two? We'll have two questions, otherwise we'll...
But I was just going to ask, and this is sort of hopefully not throwing a damper on things, but with the idea of moving everything sort of electronic, and maybe this comes from me being that transitional generation that didn't have screens at one stage, but now do. Isn't there sort of a possibility of having screen fatigue? That I mean, I know I certainly kind of get sick of my phone. Even though it's handy, you can go on Google Maps and I can research a restaurant before I step into it. But at some stage, I'm kind of I would like to look at the world instead of looking at it through my phone or through my, computer or smart device. So do you think that users might have that as well?
I think older you... I think younger readers might not have this issue. I think that's a transitional thing.
With the augmented reality, where you had, the Sydney Opera House, you're not looking at the opera.
Exactly, yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah, and I do see people walking around like with their maps, and they're going past these beautiful buildings, and not noticing because they're keen on the map. And I agree, and likewise with GPS systems. And my younger daughter, she has this view that all of these automated devices, so GPSs and reversing cameras and things that beat collision avoidance or whatever, means that we're just getting stupider, and we won't be able to find our friend's place 2 blocks away. We'll need the GPS to do that. So yeah, I think there's the risk of that.
When you said the mechanic thing, I think it's exactly you won't actually have mechanics who know how to do things. They just know how to follow instructions.
Yeah, I think it'll be more, probably it'll be so that people can do more precise things, like more niche things.
Thank you very much to Dr. Tony Self.
Thank you.
We appreciate Alma's inspiration towards our conference's theme of communicating change. And for those of us who find this discussion very stimulating, he'll be here for the rest of the conference.